last but not least, I'm going to end the show by talking about Ben Simmons regarding this. You know, people threw out the fact that the Golden State Warriors should be amongst the favorites to sign, well, I should say to trade for Ben Simmons. And I understand it to a certain degree because you look at Ben Simmons, his versatility defensively, his long, lengthy size, and his ability to pass could really benefit Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Steve Kerr, and the Golden State Warriors. He's a pretty talented player, and I think he fits what they need to do from a talent perspective. He could be a nice addition. But if I'm a Warriors fan, I'm looking at my team, man. I'm looking at Steph Curry. I'm looking at Klay Thompson. I'm looking at Andrew Wiggins. I'm looking at Jordan Poole. I'm looking at Draymond Green, along with other pretty good players. And I'm thinking to myself, I can win a championship with this team, potentially. Maybe we're not the favorites, but we'll be in the championship picture. It wouldn't completely shock me if Golden State finds themselves in the NBA Finals. I think right now, they're right up there with the Nuggets and the Lakers in the West right now, amongst the best teams. But if I'm a Warriors fan, why would I desperately want this team to trade for Ben Simmons? If I'm a Warriors fan, why would I want that? If I'm any team, why would I want Ben Simmons on my roster? Because here's the thing. Let's just stick to the Golden State point. The Golden State Warriors have built a championship culture, a great culture. And it's all about hard work, grinding, and putting in the work and the time and doing the little things right. And Ben Simmons, he doesn't exemplify that culture. He just doesn't. And you might say, well, what about Steve Kerr? Steve Kerr can get the most out of Ben Simmons. We just saw Ben Simmons with Doc Rivers in Philadelphia. And say what you want about Doc Rivers, if he's an overrated coach or not. Doc Rivers is an NBA champion as a head coach, and he gets the most out of his players. Okay? Joel Embiid just had an MVP level season playing for Doc Rivers. And Ben Simmons, he regressed under a very good head coach. So what makes you think Steve Kerr is going to bring the most out of Ben Simmons? I don't get it. And why would you mess up the culture or mess up the camaraderie of the team for an asset that you don't need? Why would you trade extra picks for a guy that is not going to make a super duper big impact? I'm sorry, but Ben Simmons isn't going to put the Warriors over the top. He's not going to put the Nuggets over the top. He's not going to put the Nets over the top. He's not going to be super impactful for any team unless he changes his ways and puts in the work in this offseason. And again, I don't trust him to do that because I never thought Ben Simmons was all that great of a prospect in the first place. He just doesn't have that it factor to me. So why should any team trade for Ben Simmons? He's not a great shooter. He's not a great leader. We've seen him flame out in the playoffs. Not a great free throw shooter. He doesn't put in the work. He's lazy, and he's a disappointment as a first overall pick. I don't understand it. I don't see it. I don't understand why there's so much hype surrounding Ben Simmons. If I were an NFL if I were an NBA general manager, I would not trade for Ben Simmons. It just doesn't make sense right now. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juice Alert Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juice Alert Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.